He looking a little brolic out here, boy. Like, oh, I've been out here in prison, boy, in the workouts. Nigga. I trained with the prisoners from Baki, nigga. I'm out here ripping silos with my fingertips.
Oh man.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I can kill a man by putting my hand on his face and fucking making an air pocket. Kill a man.
The Baki hate continues, y'all. The Baki hate continues.
Baki is
I feel
weak,
like
bro.
every other episode is kind of drop a little bit of sprinkle a little Baki
Got to,
hate.
got to. You got to let the world know that
Yeah.
Baki is trash and Yujiro Hama is a fraud, bro. Inconsistent. I'll put it down. It's crazy, bro, because like I have literally openly stated how much of a fraud and how poorly written Yujiro Hama is as a character.
Uh-huh.
And like niggas, they'll just argue with you, but like they don't want to debate it with you. I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it. And niggas don't want to talk about it. They're like, nah, I don't
Yeah,
want to talk about it. I
yeah.
don't want to talk. I'm like, why
But
not?
I
Because
think
you know,
everybody
like,
knows like Baki is so kind of like far-fetched, but they gotta admit that they like how far-fetched it is and they don't want to.
yeah, bro, yeah, bro. Because I'm like, niggas, ever since Yujiro did the earthquake stopping feat, look like Baki's all like the universe itself
Mhm.
and Yujiro as a whole is
Yeah.
just it's just a bunch of yapping, bro. It's like it's hearsay. It's like
Yeah, it's literally just feats talk, pretty much. Like
it's
feats as
literally
in
all it is.
FEATS feats.
Yeah, just feats, bro.
I'm like,
All feats,
that's
bro.
nice, but can you take a tank missile to the chest?
Like,
I'm
I'm
like,
sorry, I didn't see you do that.
okay.
Like, niggas like, yeah, Yujiro Hama could stop America. How many nuclear bombs America has?
Yeah.
They could, bro. And bro, here's the thing that gets me. Niggas be like,
It's enough to
oh
literally
yeah,
destroy the entire planet.
bro, enough to literally annihilate the entire Earth. And then for some reason, they're like, yeah, the only way that we think you can stop Yujiro is with a nuclear weapon in a desert. Brother, if this man had the United States shook so bad, this, bro, I mean, I'm just saying, they could have sent Yujiro anywhere on the planet and just bombed the hell out of it, bro, completely. And I'm
Yeah.
like, instead of like, you think the US would rather have a peace accord with a nigga they can't control than to just blow this man up? You don't know how the US, bro. Whoever writes Baki, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro's a sham. Bro's a sham, bro.
No,
bro's
he just hates the United States, bro.
bro is living in his power. He writes Baki and Japan like how Americans used to write Americans based like basically against anybody else on the planet. You know, like
Yeah,
back in the day, he's like Americans
yeah.
can't lose. They can't lose a fist fight to any nigga that knows martial arts or any nigga from any other place outside of America. That's how Baki's
Yep.
writer writes
Right.
Japan and the Japanese.
That man writes Yujiro as if Yujiro came outside of the manga to tell him, "Hey, I can't lose."
Right,
That's how that man writes him, bro.
bro. Yeah, he
Um,
writes like how the Rock's contract is set up, bro, where he can't lose a fight
yeah,
in the movie, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, that shit is weak as
yeah.
hell.
But speaking of movies, let's dive right into. I believe this is episode 11. I don't know if you heard the news, but my boy Jimmy Guns, I think, put on social media that July 2027, Superman 2 will be in
I
theaters.
saw it. I did see. I saw that.
So
I said,
yeah,
damn,
yeah.
because he's
I
calling
was
it
like,
what,
dang,
Man
that's
of
quick.
Tomorrow, right?
Yeah, Man Tomorrow, and in the
Mm-hmm.
like the pic he showed, Lex Luthor is standing beside him in that
In
green
the armor.
purple suit. It almost kind of looks like they might be working together potentially. So that'll be interesting coming off of what we just saw in the first Superman film, of course. But
For sure.
no, what do you think about the fact that it's dropping like literally 2 years after the first one just dropped?
I think it's fantastic because that means James Gunn has a vision. First of all, that's the first thing. James Gunn has a vision,
Mm,
and the fact that he dropped the fact that he dropped Superman 2025, and then
mm,
he plans on dropping Supergirl next year, which is
mm,
insane. And then that
yes.
filming schedule is already ridiculous. And then he's going to
Yes.
drop the next Superman movie the year after. Bro's not playing around. Bro
Hmm.
is he's dropped down into DC, and this man's like, all right, we got to push it. We got to get these things going. And James
Hmm.
Gunn, as much of a freaky fraud, as much as that man is, that freaky ass nigga, as much as he's a freak, that man, his work ethic is wild, bro.
Hmm.
Because for bro just to drop in there and be like, all right, we got to put boots to the ground and immediately start building this universe up.
Hmm.
You give this man, if he moves like this, you give this nigga 10 years, bro.
We're gonna
Marvel
see
keeps
Dark
fumbling,
Side in hey, we're gonna see Dark Side in 2029 at this
bro, we're
pace.
gonna see. Hey, we'll see Darkseid in 2028, bro. The way he moving,
Right,
but
right. But
he'll have 5 Justice League movies in 2028 back to back.
so how do you feel about there being basically three Superman S films? Got Superman, Supergirl, and Superman again before a Batman film
Uh,
that's set in this universe?
I think it's fine personally because I'm
Mm,
like, build your best character. That's your best character. Superman is
okay.
he's the most popular DC character out there. Build
I
him
feel like
up.
Batman is more popular than Superman though.
Nah, I think
Are you
right
talking about
now,
like
but
worldwide, or are you talking about just like
I think even worldwide, because like even in terms of comic sales, I think because I think the ongoing thing right now is One Piece
mm,
just passed Batman in sales, and
mm,
it's under Superman. So One Piece, yeah,
interesting?
One Piece literally just knocked out Batman in terms of sales.
Mm. Yeah, I've been
Not just
assuming that
now, but
Batman is more popular because they.
I could have it backwards. Now, granted, I could have it
Mm,
backwards. It could be that he knocked
mm,
that One Piece knocked Super. No, no, I think it's right. I
mm.
think One Piece knocked Batman out, and now is
Okay.
above Batman. Is now getting towards the Superman numbers.
Okay. Yeah,
So yeah,
we'll have to fact check that later just to make sure. But
for sure.
yeah, I think it's good. I do want to see kind of some of the other films outside of like Supergirl and Superman. I want to see what else is going on in the universe. I know we got Peacekeeper, but that's a show and that's a little different. I've only watched the first episode of season 2 of that.
Yeah.
I think now here's where we get a little wonky. I've heard Blue Beetle is part of this universe, but
Mhm.
I don't know if that really means anything at this point.
Yeah.
What else? What else they got cooking? Now, people are alleging that because the Batman is supposed to come out in 2027, which is a sequel to the first one, the Batman, that they're saying that
The
might
best
be a
Batman, by the way.
soft launch. They saying that it might be a soft launch into that being part of the universe. Which now there's two things about that. When I think about that, the Batman or Robert Pattinson Batman being in there,
Mhm.
some people are saying it can't be because Matt Reeves said this or the universe is different. Now, whether I want to or not, I'm not sure yet. But the reason that it can be because we even just saw like I just saw in the first episode of Peacekeeper, he just almost he just really walked into like a parallel universe where he existed and then different things happened, but like it's still like him there. So it could simply be to they could simply have a Robert Pattinson, that Batman that we saw, that could be its own universe, but then there's a Robert Pattinson Batman in the DCU universe who's the same person playing Batman, but it's like a more kind of buffed up, version more of the uh
Ben
it basically
Affleck version.
aligns with it. Well, for his maybe like for his feats and stuff like that, he's a little more fantastical, just slightly. That still could be a possibility because multiverse kind of anything can kind of happen. So really, those two can kind of exist at the same time. Not saying they should do that. Honestly, they shouldn't go that route, but just putting it
Never.
out there that that's a possibility. Now what James gonna do? I'm not sure because
Okay.
I thought the Brave and the Bold was supposed to feature his son Damian Wayne. That's
Yeah.
what that was they said originally, and we know that one line up with Robert Pattinson's Batman because he's
Yeah.
like don't got a kid yet. Like
Yeah. Bro
he's a
doesn't
little
even
bit
have his first
younger.
Robin, bro. He didn't have his first Robin yet.
Exactly. So they will run into an issue there unless they've changed the plans there, which is also a possibility. Because honestly, I want Batman to be in his he needs to be in his prime
Yeah.
right now, like right
Yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I said, David Cornslat and Robert Pattinson kind of line up in terms of looks of age. So
mhm.
it hits perfectly. Because like I know, like you and me talked about this 100 times before. I don't like seeing an old Batman and a young Superman. Not really a fan of
No,
that.
need
Ben
to
Affleck's
be the
Batman
same.
looking like he was somebody's grandpa. Meanwhile, you know, damn,
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. I was about to call this nigga
Yeah.
Jonathan Kent. I
Mhm.
thought, yeah, Henry Cavill. His Superman looked, poised in his
Yeah.
prime.
And which is funny because I'm pretty sure Ben Affleck, when they cast him, he was already older than Henry Cavill, but they made him look even older in the
Even
film, like give him more gray hairs and stuff like that. I
yeah,
was like, you could have just had him like that would have been more so okay if he was just left Ben Affleck as Ben Affleck. I was like, he a little older, look, look, got some dirt on him, but they was like, all right, let's make him even older. Like, let's put him like
yeah,
15 more years on. I'm like, he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's gonna be interesting that the fact that that's coming out. I know that Aaron Pierre, who's gonna be playing Green Lantern, I think he made a comment on one of the posts. So it may end up being an ensemble type of film, like beginning of the Justice League type joint, potentially. But
Yeah.
we know the Green Lantern series is supposed to be coming out too. I can't remember when, but that's gonna be part of DCU. I know
It's
Hal
a show,
Jordan
right?
and yeah, Hal Jordan and John Stewart is gonna be in it. Now
You think they're gonna put
introducing
Guy Gardner in there
probably so.
since they already got
If
him?
they
Okay.
if they don't, I'll be surprised. I mean, I don't know if you saw Gardner was actually in the first episode of Peacekeeper season 2 as well. Him and Hot
Peacemaker?
Girl. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was just
Okay.
it was really for a bit, for a joke. So
Okay.
he didn't miss anything, but he was in there. So it goes to show you that
Okay.
they're not really afraid to just put some of the Justice League characters, or not just gang Justice League characters, whatnot, in these shows as well.
Mhm.
I'm not sure how I feel about them putting John Stewart, like his launch being in a show, because not
Yeah.
everybody watches like the series.
This show was right. Right.
Yeah, I'd rather him be introduced in a movie than maybe in the show. So like people like love him because, say for example, if I'm not saying they should do this, but say if they say, "Hey, we're gonna do a Mr. Terrific series," they're like, "Cool," because everybody just fell in love with Mr. Terrific
It's terrific. Right. Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
movie. So yeah, they're probably more likely to watch it. But now, since it's vice versa, a lot of the fans they're probably still gonna watch it. But if you would made them like dope already kind of movie or had a cameo there, and then say, "Hey,
Mhm.
we're gonna give them a series," that probably been a better pipeline. But I'm definitely still gonna watch it regardless because I'm one of those fans. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking like for the fandom in general.
I didn't even know Peacemaker, the new episode of Peacemaker dropped. I didn't know they started the new season.
Yeah, I got 2 episodes. I think it comes out every Thursday.
What's that
And
on Max?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, the first episode it wasn't bad. I'm just trying to figure out what's like where we're going with the story here, since you just introduced him into having another verse where like things are better for him in that verse. So is he gonna go to the verse? And one thing you probably didn't know, did you watch Peacemaker season 1? No. All right. So so here's what they did. They kind of retcon something. So in Peacemaker
Yeah, I
season
know they
1,
retcon. No, I saw the ending. I've
okay,
seen
where like
like
the
I've seen
the
how do I say
Justice
it? When
League
I
showed
watched
up.
Peacemaker, I saw
Hmm.
Peacemaker, but like I saw it while somebody else was watching it, and I kept walking
Hmm.
in on certain parts. So I saw the
Okay.
ending where they changed up the Snyder and the James Gunnverse thing at the end.
Yeah. So they basically kind of just retcon. They retcon that pretty much saying, oh, he saw Justice Gang instead of Justice League. So that kind of creates like a little bit of I don't say issue, but it
Wow.
kind of confuses things because in the first episode he also goes to a different like a different verse as well. So it's just like where does like Peacemaker like exactly
Fit in.
fit? And if you can like kind of just retroactively retcon anything that we've seen before, I'm not the biggest fan of just retroactively retconning something, like literally changing how a scene happened that we already
Mhm.
saw.
Mhm.
Kind of like just changing history. I think you just need to kind of explain it. Like, is this Peacemaker that we're following now technically just in a parallel universe where that happened, or are
All
you
right.
saying that that never happened in any universe? You know what I mean? I would have liked a little something different there, but I mean, what can you do? It's not world shattering, but
Yeah.
but just in that one episode, not only did you retcon the past with him being the Justice Gang instead of Justice League, you also introduced him being able to verse jump through his bedroom door. No exaggeration, by the way. Not
They doing
exaggeration in the
everything.
slightest.
They got bro
Mm.
moving like he's a Crash Bandicoot and Crash Bandicoot warped or some shit, bro.
Yeah.
Just jumping through
It-
wormholes and shit.
yeah,
Crazy,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Yeah,
Insanity.
he literally moved like an American Chavez. Uh, he jumped well, I don't say he did. Well, you want me to spoil it for you?
Honestly, couldn't care less. I mean, I'm gonna watch it regardless. I might as well just start it. I'm late to a lot of things, bro. I
Mhm.
don't know if you've seen the Devil May Cry anime on Netflix. I just started getting into that, bro. Uh, So
Okay,
I'm
Devilman. Okay, yeah. Nah, I didn't
yeah,
watch
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Nah.
Not gonna lie, pretty good.
Mhm.
Once I finish that up, I'll jump on the Peacemaker and then
Okay.
speed run that real quick. But yeah,
Well, the premise is his basically his racist dad was also some type of villain, and his lair was like a pocket
hey,
dimension
go back.
in
It
their
says it's
house.
racist dad.
Yeah. Like his racist dad's villain name was the White Dragon. Uh,
That's just the what's it called though.
hmm,
That's a Ku Klux Klan like ranking, I believe. I believe you can go to like Grand Wizard and White Dragon, right?
yeah.
Hey,
So
somebody, fans who are also a part of the clan, can y'all come in the comments and make sure I got that right? If we have any clans fans, somebody fact check me on that. Also, hot job IP address. I will come find you. I will find you.
no. But yeah, so his racist dad, who was also the White Dragon, uh had a
Yeah.
his laboratory and whatnot where all the stuff was, and his like helmets
Mm.
and stuff that I guess he made for Peacemaker was in a laboratory inside the house, which was also like a pocket dimension type of deal, like how Lex had. But in this
Uh,
pocket dimension, there was also other doors I guess he never tried to go through until season 2, episode 1. So he was just walking through because he was trying to get his pet eagle. He was walking through, then he
hold
saw,
on. So
yeah.
explain to me real quick. How does he go through the portals again? Is it like a helmet? It's not a
Oh,
helmet, right?
my apologies. So his bathroom door, right? If he takes off the light switch and puts in a certain code, it changes into a
We're done.
door
We're done here.
and
We're done here. We're done here. We're done here. We're done here. I ain't gonna hold you. Hey, we're done. Okay. All
and
right.
I know it sounds like I'm
I thought
exaggerating here.
I literally thought that like he was gonna have like a helmet that could do it, and I was gonna be like, yo, whoever made these
No,
helmets,
no,
that nigga's OD. But then I was like,
no.
maybe he's
Doesn't
using
need
the
a helmet
same
for this.
technology as Lex Luthor did in the Superman movie. But
Mhm.
you're telling me this nigga goes into his fucking bathroom and takes the light out and puts a coat? Bro, what
Well,
kind of
like
spy kids ass shit
it's
is
like the light switch thing. You know how you do like the flick on, flick off. He takes that
yeah.
off and reveals like a number pad thing. He puts in a code in that, and then opens up the door to where he holds all his equipment in this little pocket dimension. But a pocket dimension, there's also
Where'd he
other
get a
doors
pocket dimension for in his house, bro? His Ku
from
Klux
his
Klan
racist
father.
dad. Yes,
So the Ku Klux Klan has dimension
has
hopping
pocket dimensions. Yes,
has dimensional hopping technology, is what you're telling me.
yes.
James Gunn, you freaky frog. James Gunn, you freaky weirdo, bro. Nigga, nah, bro. This nigga done gave the clan interdimensional technology, bro.
Yes, yes,
Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me, bro.
yeah.
Stop playing
So
with me.
yeah, so he just has that. Uh, but I will say they did reference Superman because they was watching him, and once
Yeah.
he opened that door, oh, Rick Flag Senior was like trying to get. Oh, obviously he wants to like kill Peacemaker because Peacemaker killed the Junior. So they was basically having him watch, and there was another flag that came up in his house because he did this. He was like, we don't want another rift to go through the city, referencing what happened in Superman movie.
Okay.
So there's that. But yeah, Peacemaker also can travel interdimensionally.
You're
So
giving a so and so character too much ability, like too much power, bro. Honestly, let's stop right there for a second. Why are you giving such a fucking backwash character like Peacemaker? No offense to John Cena, no offense to Peacemaker altogether. John Cena really does kill that role. Why are you giving such
yes.
a backwater ass character dimensional like? Now, granted, if this is in the comic, anybody who knows DC Comics, if Peacemaker could travel through dimensions already, y'all let
Mhm.
me know. From what I know, he absolutely cannot. So what, bro? Why are you giving all this power
Mhm.
to the Peacemaker, brother? Like, what? Bro, if Peacemaker has this ability, like, understand what you have to give Batman now because Peacemaker has this. Batman has to
Yeah.
have dimensional technology off rip, verbatim, like
Uh-huh.
off bait. He needs to
Mhm.
be able to travel dimensions, and he has to have
Mhm.
multiple other things that are greater than that, bro. Because you're not going to tell me
Uh-huh.
that Peacemaker has better tech than Batman. Going for no, absolutely not. Batman better have a mother box connected to the fucking engine of the Batmobile, bro.
I
No
better
way,
have
ain't no way,
a
no.
kryptonite cannon.
Bro better have a siren that can call Mr. Middle Pixeles or whatever that nigga's name is from the fifth dimension, bro.
Yeah.
Because why does Peacemaker can. Why does he have a dimension hopping bathroom, and
uh,
Batman not have any thrill? Yeah, nah. All right, James Gunn, you got it. Whatever. All right, James Gunn. All right. Okay.
uh, yeah. So
All right.
that's where DC is right now. Like I said, they're going pretty fantastical. So I'm just waiting to see what they do with these other characters that they're gonna have to bring in. Of course, got the
Mhm.
Green Lanterns, the Batmans, the Flash. Nothing, no word on the Flash at all yet
I
for
got
this
you the
universe.
Flash. That's what I care about. I think I,
Superman,
I think I care
yeah,
about it the most.
not
Yeah.
Superman, Wonder Woman. But yeah, no word on any Wonder Woman or Flash stuff to my knowledge yet.
Okay, I take back what
Um,
I just said. I care more about Wonder Woman than the Flash, and the Flash second. I want to see what he
okay,
does with Wonder Woman, and then I want to see what he does with the Flash. I
Mm.
don't really care about what he does with
I'm
Batman, Superman.
I'm flipped with that. I want to see what he does with Flash because like is
Mhm.
Flash gonna be out the gate, be able to like reverse, go back in time, or is
He
that
bet.
something he gonna build up to?
Bruh, Peacemaker has a bathroom with a dimensional portal. This nigga Flash better be able to run through space, and
Yeah.
they better start off with that story where the Flash beat that dude who has instantaneous teleportation, and he beat that nigga in a race. Bro
Mhm.
said, I think he was like, "I'll race
Okay.
you
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Earth," and then the Flash
Mm.
outran instantaneous teleportation.
Yeah.
Start there
Yeah.
because the Peacemaker can warp dimensions with his bathroom light, bro. We're not about to
Mm.
be downplaying everybody else. We talked about this in the comments with a couple of people in one of
Mm.
these videos where they were like, the Batman I want, because I remember we was like, we wanted a grounded
Yeah.
Batman. But a lot
Well,
of
we
people were
say
like, no,
grounded.
we need an OP.
We want him like in between grounded, and we want him like not grounded like Christian Bale and all that, like above
No, yeah,
grounded,
yeah, yeah.
but not like a freaking
I
superhuman.
want him to be able to hang with the
In the
Justice
middle.
League, but I want him to be able
Yeah.
to hang with the Justice League due to his intelligence
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
so than his actual physical capabilities. That's
Yeah.
the difference. But
Yeah.
now that I'm hearing this, now that I hear that Peacemaker literally has a gate like Aku. He can rip
Yeah.
open a portal and just walk
Yeah.
into the mother. Now that he has this, you got to make this Batman a little OD.
Yeah.
All y'all that was saying y'all want an OD Batman, we kind of need him to be a little bit greater than what we originally wanted him
Yeah.
to be.
I
I'm
did
just
leave out
saying.
one part in the first episode when he did this. He had his windows completely open, so like people who were like scoping on him, Lee could just what's his name? Dang, I forgot his name. But he was part of the Suicide Squad movies in the first season of Peacemaker. Yeah, he was just able to snap a pic of him through the window, going to another dimension. Um, yeah. So that part is very loosey goosey there.
All
But
right.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, whatever, man. James Gunn's
yeah,
world, bro. We're just living in it, man.
yeah.
Uh,
But let's switch
regardless,
from so outside of DC, let's talk about the Marvel Zombies trailer. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I did. I actually did.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey,
And it's
one
pretty nice.
word, Blade.
And yo.
One word,
First,
Blade.
starting off with Blade, you saw that they used I swear they used a Mahershala Ali as the model for that Blade, first
Yeah,
of all.
I'm pretty sure it
So
sounded like him too.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. So that was already off rip.
mhm.
That's great. Now, granted, that does bring me to my gripe. Y'all niggas got this man right in the cartoon. Make the movie, nigga. What are we doing? Like, bro, just off this trailer alone, we saw this man talking this shit. We saw him basically body Ghost
Easily.
crazily, bro. Did Ghost? He did Ghost up like he was old boy from Ghost of Tsushima. Bro did that nigga so dirty. I'm so glad to see it. Why is it so hard for you to do that in live action? Just do
Yeah.
some shit like, brother, the
That
formula's
man
there.
that man killed it. And did you notice that he was like Moon Knight? He was Blade, but Moon Knight?
Yeah, he was Blade in Moon Knight. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's dope. I mean, that could
yeah.
introduce later on. Dang, what's that group? I think it had like Blade, was Punisher and Moon Knight in the group? Was it
You talking about the
maybe I'm
Midnight
thinking about
Suns?
Midnight Sun? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
The
Is he in
Midnight
that group
Suns, yeah, they
though?
had Wolverine and a couple other niggas, and the
Mm-hmm.
Magic was in there, I believe. Yeah, the Midnight Suns.
Yeah. Either
Yeah,
way, a movie like that will be dope. I mean, give us the Blade movie first, but a Midnight
please.
Suns movie in the future, that'll be dope. I mean, you
Yeah.
already got Moon
Oh my
Knight,
god. Yeah.
you got Blade, you got the people.
You bring in the
Yeah,
X-Men movie. You got to bring in the
yeah.
X-Men so you can bring in Magic and
Hmm.
Wolverine, and then
Yeah,
yeah, you
maybe
run the
Ghost
Midnight
Rider
Suns.
or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
right. A new
yeah,
Ghost Rider movie would be fucking.
yeah,
Do you?
yeah. But
Which Ghost
nah,
Rider do you
the
prefer? The Robbie Reyes.
Johnny.
I'm more of a Robbie Reyes, bro. That nigga and
Really?
that motherfucking
Mm.
bro, and that bro whipping that car, bro, with the flames on it, kind of go crazy to me,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
I believe
fine.
it's Robbie Reyes
I like the cycle though. I like the motorcycle though.
for sure,
But
for
either
sure.
way, it's fine. Like the character itself is fine. But yeah,
Mhm.
I would definitely like to see that in the future if they can just kind of like pull their stuff together, like similar how you did Thunderbolts. Let's do a Midnight Suns
Mhm.
film in
Oh
the
yeah.
future.
Mhm.
But now going back to the Marvel Zombies trailer,
Mhm.
I like that scene where Spider-Man he had like whipped he had like grabbed like
Yeah,
10 of them their heads and just ripped it like clean off and like posed on them, bro.
yeah, bro.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, that the bro's moving.
Yeah,
Bro's moving.
yeah, bro,
Shang-Chi
moving
is
in
in
there, bro.
it.
So first of all, let me talk about that real quick. So glad they finally are doing something with Shang-Chi. Bro had one of
Finally.
the best movies in Marvel, like in the last
Yeah.
5 to 7 years. I
Hmm.
think about 5 to 7 years. He had one of the best movies in the last 5 to 7 years of Marvel. Hell, I'm
Yeah.
saying probably in the last 10 years, he had one of the best Marvel movies
It's
in
definitely
the
up there,
last ten
yeah.
years. And so glad they're finally doing something with this man again because I'm like, bro,
Something, bro.
where has Shang-Chi been, bro? With all this stuff going on,
Hmm.
where's Shang-Chi at, brother?
Yeah, because if you don't remember, at the end of that film, the cutscene, they was all examining his rings, and it was like, yeah, we don't think it's from like I don't know what this verse, or it comes from something
Yeah,
far, far away. We don't even understand this tech. I was like, okay, let's let's dive into that. Like, what does that mean?
yeah,
Because you already got Kamala Khan with her like bracelet things that are supposed to be also intermission.
trash,
I didn't know what that was.
trash.
I didn't finish was it Miss Marvel? Was that her show called? I didn't
It was
finish that
Miss
show.
Marvel.
Yeah, okay. I didn't finish it, so I didn't get all the lore there. I forgot they also made her the first mutant because she was like, "Oh, you have the X gene at the end." That's a
That
lot
doesn't
of
make sense, bro. Why give her the
yeah.
bracelet and then also give her the X gene? That doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, that whole thing seemed convoluted. I didn't finish it though, so yeah. But Shang-Chi, I'm glad they're finally doing something with them. I'm glad Spider-Man is smoothing, it looks like in this. I'm glad Blade is ultra smoothing in this.
Blade is
Um,
blading, bro. Blade is
yeah,
blading.
yeah. I'm like, this is all we need. Just make this junk in live action. Um, I would have had Namor or Namor, as the MCU calls him, in there, but
Yeah,
he was a zombie though. Um, yeah, but no, the trailer was good. I'm still not. I'm not gonna be. I'll be honest with you. The Marvel animation that animation, the style they're using, like for What If and the zombies, I'm not a huge
huge
fan
fan.
of it. Yeah, like it
Mhm.
does a job and it's good, and I don't know what it is about it, but something about it is like I thought we could have got some better animation. Like it's not even
What?
bad. It's just the style. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro. I don't know.
You mess with it.
I mess with it, bro. I mess with it.
It's like it's
High key.
cool. It just
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it. It's just when I see it, I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know, like a different style. I wish they would have used. I'm trying to think of something that would have been
I'm
good. I can't
listening.
think of one right off the top of my head.
I'm listening, brother.
I'm trying to think of one. You know when they did the Star Wars,
The Clone
not
Wars?
stories. No, not that one. Even though I do like that animation in later seasons, but not that's not
Are
what
you
I'm thinking
talking about
about.
Star Wars when they did like the
Um,
anime?
Yeah, they did different versions. Like every
Yeah,
episode was
yeah,
like a different anime. I'm trying. There was
yeah. It was
one
like
that I
a
really
but it
liked
was like
that.
mhm.
Yeah, that I feel like I wish they would have used. I can't remember the episodes though, because it's been a minute since I've watched those. But I know they're capable of using different ones. Even X-Men '97, because it's a slightly different animation than the What If, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think that I would have preferred that
it was
over.
Visions. That's what it was. Star Wars Visions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
for this, I probably prefer 90 how they did X-Men '97 animation
Uh,
over the What If, because I think what it is, I think I know what it is. In the What If, sometimes the way they move and stuff like that, it feels a little blocky here and there. And X-Men '97, it seems like a lot more like fluid, that type of animation. I
hot
think that's
take.
what it is. So
Hot take. Yeah,
yeah,
hot take.
like I say
Hot
it's
take.
not bad. It just if I had to choose, I would have made like a little more fluid.
Well, yeah. If it came down to like choice, then yeah, of course. Like, uh, I think yeah, X-Men '97 or uh, whoever did Star Wars Visions, yeah, putting it in the anime style would definitely hit a lot different, especially because anime
Yeah.
is very popular still. And
Yeah,
you mix anime with regular Western comics, it's always going to go hard.
yeah.
Uh, Shout out to anybody that knows about the X-Men anime when Wolverine. Never mind.
Oh yeah,
If you had to be there, you had to be
that's
there.
a
You had
way
to be
back
there.
one right there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, when
Going
Wolverine was
way
going
back.
berserk, like, beef,
Yeah.
hit me, Hank. I'm about to go crazy. I'm about to crash out. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that jump's
yeah.
clean. But
Yeah, when Marvel
yeah,
and
you
DC
had a
go
choice or
anime,
something.
it's fine.
Yeah. Marvel East, if Marvel or DC, whoever capitalizes on the anime, like on the anime style first, them niggas finna shoot.
Uh-huh.
I mean, now granted, the closest thing DC got is I think what Batman Ninja, I think, and that's pretty
Yeah,
sick. But
that's a
that's
reason.
still
Yeah,
3D. That's like it's still like
yeah,
3D, like yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that. If you want to go ahead and switch topics, I know we got some other things on the docket we want to hit. Let me hit you with this question.
Okay.
All right. So, who was a bigger threat in their verse? Madara Uchiha from Naruto or All for One in My Hero Academia?
Ooh, here's the
I got
thing.
I got my answer.
Uh, Here's the thing, because you
Okay.
can make an argument, because technically speaking, All for One was a worldwide threat. Like it was to the point
Yeah.
where everybody was like, listen, if this man gets out of Japan, we're gonna just jump this guy. We're gonna put our best heroes on this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, niggas coming from Egypt, niggas coming from America, niggas
America,
coming from
top hero
Russia.
in America, bro.
Yeah, literally everybody was sending heroes from around the world to stop All for One.
Uh-huh.
So there's that. Now, I guess you could go on the moderate side and be like, well, you had the Shinobi Alliance, which was like 50,000 or 500,000 Shinobi or
Yeah.
whatever. Granted,
Yeah.
that was a collective from multiple different villages, and I don't know
Yeah.
how I don't know how the Naruto globe looks, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
even with every village that they showed, it's not the entire world. I don't think.
Mhm.
Uh, but I mean, technically speaking, Madara was gonna like his plan, his Eye of the Moon plan
Mhm.
was gonna take. It was gonna be like a worldwide
Yeah.
event. So
Yeah.
like he was gonna
Because it
affect the
took out the
world.
moon pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Bro took it is the moon,
Dang.
bro. So like, bro was finna.
I,
No matter what, you know what? If you said because who was a bigger threat?
yeah, in that verse. In that verse.
Honestly speaking, while I could say All for One because everybody knew about it, you probably got to say Madara because
Uh-huh.
Madara was closer to his domination. If they would have get in like an hour, bro would have shot the moon up and then
Yeah.
hit. I mean, he
Yeah.
would have got
Yeah.
half of the army in the Genjutsu, bro. He pretty much
Yeah.
already won, bro.
Right. If they showed
He
up
split
like
one
15
already.
minutes later, if they
Yeah,
showed up
I'm
15
gonna say
minutes later,
Madara, bro.
go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
Madara,
No,
bro. I'm gonna say
that's fair.
Madara
That's
for sure.
fair. Honestly,
Yeah,
with the moon thing, I will say you're probably right
yeah.
because whole entire world genjutsu. But
Whole
I'm
world.
gonna stick with what I confidently was about to say
Uh,
before I remember that information. And I'm gonna go with one for all for one rather because
uh,
like it got to the point where United States like president and the government they was just like it looks like Japan is losing. It looks like we're all gonna lose. We're just gonna make peace with them. We're just gonna make a deal. Like that's all we can do. We're gonna make a deal. United States gonna make a deal.
yeah,
All of North America, we're gonna make a deal. Shoot, all of all of Western and Eastern society was like he's gonna end society as you know it, not just Japanese society. So we're just gonna be like
yeah,
bow down to whatever he wants. Give the man what he wants. Why are we
yeah.
fighting this being? Um, and I'll say that, and that's only because we don't know the scale of like Naruto's like verse. Of course, if he eventually reaches his goal, everybody done, donezo.
Oh yeah, bro, hit
But
the moon, bro. Once I thought about the moon, I'm like, bro, that's it.
yeah,
That's game. The whole world
yeah,
gone.
yeah. And I will say the fact that he had, but I will say the fact that All for One had leaders like cowering, and saying like, "Hey, there's nothing we can do." Versus in the Naruto verse, that was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna all the Hokage and whatnot or Kage and whatnot." It was like, "I'm just gonna try to give my life to just fight this man. Wherever happens, happen. I'm still gonna
Hold
like
on,
fight."
hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. 'Cause I just remembered. Not only that, let's not forget, not only was, if
Mm.
you would have gave this man 1 hour, bro would have, first of all, already conquered these niggas. And
Yes.
also, not even given the fact that bro had majority of the army already in the Genjutsu. Bro was hitting the shit, bro. The moon was
Yeah.
pretty much done. They didn't beat Madara. He
Mhm.
literally got hold by Kaguya. So honestly,
Yeah.
he had the shit in the bag, bro.
He definitely would have
Kishimoto,
won.
Madara got hold by Kishimoto. He got hold by the writing in
Mhm.
general. Deku was still a fighting force. Like Bakugo and Deku and these niggas,
Mhm.
they were still able to, you know, come together and do what they got to do,
Mhm.
whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The hero stood more of a chance than the ninja world did, bruh. Because literally a
Mhm.
fucking alien had to set this man up, bruh. Understand how convoluted and stupid that is. A
Yeah.
alien had to come back, had to come down
Mhm.
and set this nigga up and absorb this man
Mhm.
for all this, bruh, for his plan not to come to fruition. So yeah,
Yeah.
honestly speaking, when somebody from off planet has to come
Yeah.
have to come in to ruin your plan, I think
Yeah,
Madara
yeah.
takes it, bro. Madara got it,
Okay.
bro. Madara got it.
Mhm. Now that's definitely a fair assessment. I will say that yes, even though that what's called My Hero, they had, Deku who had heard it one for all. In Naruto, they basically had to reincarnate of two alien sons. So they
Bro
basically
became Jesus,
gods.
bro.
Yeah, they basically had Naruto and Sasuke, who was like reincarnates of like the people who
Come back as
invented chakra.
demigods, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did have that on their side. What they do is have, I don't know, mesh hands or whatnot to enter, I don't know,
Yeah.
god abilities. Whatever that was.
I mean, Deku Slick got the antithesis of all for one. So it's like same thing, bro. Naruto and Sasuke came back as
mm,
demigods, which was weak writing already, and then
mhm.
Deku literally had the antithesis of all for one. So it's
But the
like,
whole time, All for One was trying to like. He also had the ability to like take abilities. Madara, he couldn't really. What? Well, I guess somebody
Madara
would
didn't
say,
need
well,
to take
Madara.
shit. Madara,
Yeah, that's
Madara
true.
had the
But
moon, nigga. He didn't need to take nothing.
yeah,
Madara
but
was
they could
cooling, bro.
fight. They could fight without being worried about get a junk like took pretty much their ability to even
Right,
fight
but
taken away.
understand.
Mhm.
Deku just needed to stop Shigaraki. Bakugo and the
Yeah.
rest of the heroes were on all for one. All Might and the rest of all the
Mhm.
heroes were on all for one. Deku and
Yeah.
Shigaraki was the big thing.
Yeah.
Literally, a god of chakra. An alien had to
Mhm.
come back and resuscitate Naruto and Sasuke and give these niggas demigod powers to
Mhm.
fight Madara, who then, even after they got their demigod powers, Madara was still on their ass, putting belt to ass, bro. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
the mother of the
Mhm.
nigga who just gave them demigod powers. So if Heracles came down and gave
uh,
them the powers of demigods,
yes.
Hera herself, the wife of Zeus, came down and still had to hold Madara because
Oh,
Madara was
good.
still putting belt to ass. He was maxing them
Yeah.
boys up, bruh. So
Yeah.
yeah, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
hold you. Nah, brother, it's not even a competition no more.
Yeah.
Look who had to get involved to stop Madara. Jesus Christ himself had to come down.
Yeah.
And even then, it wasn't good enough.
I mean, at the same time, one could argue. One could argue. This is this is when devil's advocate. Since oh
When
no.
God's got to get involved and you still losing, bro. No, bro. No,
One can argue though that technically the entire time he was being like used anyway, and but with in One for All, excuse me, I mean All for One, it was like him that was kind of like launching these plans. With Madara, yeah, he had his own plans, but at the back end, like with Zetsu and all them, it was already another plan that was going to be undermining his plan regardless. So you kind of have to
true.
have that caveat too.
But
So
even look at the
technically,
goal. Look at the goals. All for
mhm,
One wanted world domination, and the way he
yeah,
wanted to be the demon lord because bro was like, I
mhm,
want to be a demon lord because I read a
yeah,
manga and I just want nigga loves
he
isekai.
he
So
was
if
like
all
evil.
first of all, pretty lame. lame as shit. Madara literally was just going to kill
Fair.
everybody on the planet Earth. He said, "I'm gonna put you on the genjutsu, let you live your best life, and you're gonna die. That's it. Once your dream's over, you're dead."
Yeah.
Bro was about to mass annihilate the planet, bro. Every single person on the planet. That's the difference. One wanted to rule over everybody. One was like,
Mm,
"I'm gonna just even it all out, and
mm.
then everybody all together." So I mean, like I said, and
One
then
of
look who had to get involved. So yeah, Madara, bro, for me, Madara takes this shit handily, bro. I didn't even think about it because I was with you with One
yeah.
for All or All for One, and then
Mm.
I had to think about it for just a little bit longer. Yeah, nah, Madara takes that
Yeah.
easily.
Okay. No, that's I mean that's a fair assessment. I think you still there still a couple arguments, but I think the moon thing and the Genjutsu kind of takes it a little bit because everybody gonna see the moon. Like at the end of the day, you can still for all for one. At the end of the day, you can still have people that come up and like rebel with Madara. Once he's finished, you're done pretty much. Like
Oh, with
it's
bro.
a wrap. It's not all or nothing deal. But no, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, of course, anybody who's listening to this, if you are in a place where you can comment, y'all comment and let us know what you think. Of course, you know what I'm saying. Let us know what y'all think. Uh, is it Madara or All for One? Who was the bigger threat to their verse?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me hit you
yeah.
with another one on the docket.
Okay,
And this one may be quick. That's still Naruto related. But
okay.
um do you think they would have been more successful if instead of going in the future and doing Boruto as a sequel series, they would have made a prequel series called Minato? Do
Absolutely.
you think that's a better decision? Okay.
For one, I keep up with Boruto. Like I'm talking about chapter to
Mhm.
chapter. I don't even like
Okay.
Boruto, but I like to. I don't in dealing with and doing YouTube and stuff and talking about anime.
Yeah.
Even if I don't like something, I still try to keep up with it. And
Yeah.
you're talking to somebody who, when Boruto first was announced, I was like, oh, I thought Boruto was going to be clean as hell. This, that, and the third.
So,
I was disappointed, even though where they are now in the manga, it's a lot better. But I
mhm,
still don't care for it. A lot of weird writing and I don't know.
mhm.
They made Bro into an edge lord. I can go into that another time, bro. Bro's basically
Yeah.
just Sasuke's son, but with Naruto's face. It's pretty whack. Anyway, uh,
Okay.
but that being said, I like Kishimoto already made a Minato one shot where
Mhm.
it goes back to him as a kid. It shows him training with Jiraiya. It shows him how he made the Rasengan based off of like the Tail Beast bomb. It's a lot of cool stuff in there, right?
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like a lot of these animes make the mistake of going forward instead of going backwards because I do feel
Mhm.
like if they weren't focusing on Boruto, they could have did a bunch of mini series with
Mhm.
characters in Naruto that we would have seen. Like they could have did the
Yeah.
Minato one shot, turned that into an anime. That would have been fire. They could have talked about Kakashi as an Anbu. They could have talked
Mhm.
did episodes about how the third Hokage became the professor because that man knows
Mhm.
multiple jutsu. I remember I talked about this on my YouTube, and somebody thought of a really cool suggestion where they were like, wouldn't it be cool if like some Jonin were just like having some ramen, having a conversation, and it was
Mhm.
about how do you think the fight would have went against Neji versus Sasuke in the Chunin exams
Mhm.
instead? Like how that would have played out. And I'm like, yeah, do a what if. That would have been
Mhm.
clean. Like Dragon Ball Z what
Yeah.
ifs are already clean as hell. Do a Naruto what if. Yeah,
Yeah.
what if Sasuke and Neji would have fought in the tuning exams instead? How would that
Yeah.
had went? And whatever. But yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
they have so many characters to the point where, yeah, you could definitely go back and do other series. Like even Anko. I don't know if a lot of people even remember Anko, the snake woman who was who remember she had like she bad as hell. But she was the person who was like the examiner for the
Mhm.
Forest of Death when they were doing that in the tuning exams, the Forest of Death.
Okay.
And she had ties with
Mhm.
Orochimaru because she
Mhm.
also had like snake, uh
Yeah, yeah.
she can use like snake ninjutsu, but they never dove into that, bro. They literally just
Mhm.
kind of bypassed her. What nigga?
Mhm.
What happened? I need to know more about what went on with Anko and
Mhm.
Orochimaru. What was that relationship like?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, build that up
Mhm.
instead of
Or
jumping into
even the
Boruto.
you could do Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Jiraiya. Do one
Yeah,
based on them as well.
yeah, with
Like
Sanji.
show that their upbringing and whatnot. Yeah, the Sunny. Um, yeah, after because the difficult part about going into the future, same thing, like same issue Boruto had, the same thing with Korra is like they have it's when we go in the future, then when the technology ups, it seems like they have more like or less handicaps. So it just seems like easier. And then automatically the connotation is, oh, they just got it easy. Like it's just so much easier for them. But so when you go back in time, if say if they did Minato instead of Baruto, you go like, oh man, he did this even without having this, without having this. He had to literally create this jutsu, even though somebody was able to teach him this. This is how I created it. And I
Exactly.
think sometimes what happens is writers, now I will say it's not simply just so easy to just write in for the past. And here's why. Because you also have to worry about make sure you don't break the lore of what you've already written,
They
like
kind of
in
did.
Naruto.
They kind of did in
So
the Minato one shot. They kind of did. They made
oh,
Minato
did
come
it?
off as
Oh,
like
dang.
really strong, bro. Minato
Mhm,
like not. I mean, spoilers, I guess. In the Minato
mhm.
one shot, bro fought the Nine Tails as like a 16-year-old, bro.
Okay, okay.
And he hit that nigga with a giant Rasengan, bro. Like he fucking palmed that nigga, bro. Like he slick did the
Okay.
Nine Tails up, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
now granted, Kushina was battling him. Him and Kushina were battling together. His
Yeah.
wife, she was like suppressing the Nine Tails, and he was,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
smacking it up. But still, bro, it scales Minato up pretty high. So it kind of makes you wonder how bro lost to Obito uh in the village, bro. He kind of should have dogged that man out
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
handedly.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I mean
yeah,
that is a issue you can run into. It's like, all right, well, you established this in like the original. Now this doesn't make sense unless you roll in the past. So that is a concern. But sometimes it is more entertaining. You see how some people were successful if they had like less. It just makes you
yeah.
more like intrigued. I will say the only
Hmm.
time, not the only time, you can do future stories, especially if you're following the character that we've already followed. Like they did Naruto, they did Naruto as he's actually trying to be Hokage, and then you know, as an adult, or the same thing with Aang, we see him as an adult, follow up with that instead of going directly to the next avatar or directly to the next generation. I think you can
Facts.
still do that because people are still already attached to that main character and they won't wonder, oh, what happened to him? So no matter what, even if it ends up bad per se, you still have something,
Mhm.
you still have a good story like for that character.
Yeah. Facts,
So
facts, facts.
yeah,
Agree with that. 'Cause I know we talked about that with the Avatar thing where I was like, how right now they already did the Legend of Korra and Aang was just dead already, which is like
yeah,
that's kind of a slap in the face. But it makes sense because like the other Avatar has to be dead for the new Avatar to reincarnate. But
right.
how they're doing right now, they're coming up with like the Netflix series where it's basically gonna show Aang like growing up past like the original show. It's gonna show them like as like adults or teenagers or adults or
Yeah,
whatever growing up. And they should have did that shit first.
you
And
should
then
have
that
started
would
with
have
that.
helped ease us on to Korra. And I think that would have honestly made Korra even more digestible because after seeing
Yeah.
Aang complete his journey, like all the way through,
Uh-huh.
and then seeing Korra come in, now it's like, okay, now we have a pure compare and contrast between these two avatars. Whereas in Korra, they were showing us Aang still doing stuff,
Uh-huh.
like when he fought
Yeah.
old boy and went to the Avatar state and murked him, uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
other stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
it's one of those things where I'm like, y'all should have started with that and then did Korra because seeing
Yeah.
Aang in flashbacks, knowing bro got murked eventually and he died, it just doesn't hit the same way, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because at the end of the day, when we finished Avatar: Last Airbender, he was like, "Oh, he beat the Fire Lord." It ends on a high note. Next
Mhm.
series, and also he was murdered at the end of his life. Like, all right, like,
Right,
all
right.
right, that's a
Oh yeah,
little
he's dead
crazy,
now.
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Murked. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you
Mhm.
on that one, but no, I definitely think if they did Minato, Minato series, and like I say, it could have been Minato series, could have been the Legend of the Sannin series or Rise of the Sannin series, something like that. I think it would have been dope. And it doesn't have to be as long as Naruto. That's hundreds of episodes. You can do let's say three three seasons, 4 seasons, each one 12 episodes, and you do it like that. And you do it for different ones. And that way as a writer or whatnot, not to say that, I not saying I could have wrote Naruto, not definitely not saying that, but just from writing things in general, it keeps it fresh, but within the same universe.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
Yeah, no,
sure
I
probably
get I
too.
get
He
it.
was probably tired of talking about Naruto. So I was like, all right, let me do Boruto and write his story. So if you do that, yeah, just do a different character, but not not in the way that it was done, pretty much. So yeah, that's how I feel about that.
I mean, that's fair.
And
That's fair.
yeah,
Uh,
you want to hit one more?
yeah, I was about to say, what do you got? Because I got one. So I was about to say, what do you got?
The last one, no, well, not the last one. We really actually had a couple more, which is
Yeah,
good. Well,
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to decide which one. I know we talked about would you rather be a kaiju hunter, spirit detective, or soul reaper. I wanted to hold off on that one because I started kaiju number 8. I want to kind of,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I want to kind of get into it more so I can actually have
yeah, yeah,
a,
yeah.
you know, conversation about that. Who
For
had it
sure, for sure.
worse? Who had it worse as the last of their kind? Aang, Kurapika, Sasuke, Hiei. Uh,
Oh,
Goliath
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
Gargoyles versus Hank
Versus
McCoy.
beat. Yeah.
Yeah, and Locked In Killua versus Locked In Zenitsu. Uh,
Oh
yeah, those are
yeah.
the
Damn, we
last
had some
ones
good.
we
Yeah,
had.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Honestly, we might be able to knock two out slick if we do the who had it worse, and then the locked in one. We can
yeah.
knock those two out and then call it.
Okay, well, yeah, let's do the who had it worse since Aang is part of that one.
All
We
right.
just talked about Avatar. All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
who had it worst as the
That's the
last of their
last.
kind? Aang, Sasuke, Hiei, or Kurapika?
All right. Uh, unpopular opinion here. Nigga, it's Hiei. To me, it is Hiei for
Okay.
sure. All right, it is Hiei for sure, bruh. Now, don't get me wrong. You got Aang, right? Cause take it. If
Mm,
you got Aang, right? Aang, he had all his air nomads. He got scared. He flew into the storm and then
mm,
froze himself for 100 years. Bro didn't even have to live through nothing. Bro just chilled out, and by
yeah.
the time he unthawed, bro had his friends and a family already waiting for him. He already had some
mm,
homies, right? Sasuke, while he did have to go through the massacre of the Uchiha massacre, bro,
mm.
once bro got into Konoha, bro, Itachi was setting a life up for that man. That man had shawties on his meat. Bro had all the teachers and everybody impressed. He was a prodigy, bro. Anything
Mm,
that he had to deal with was internal. So bro wasn't really struggling externally. He was
mm,
struggling internally, right?
mm.
Then you have Kurapika. Kurapika, clearly, which is, I mean, if we're going to be 100% real, Sasuke was based off Kurapika, bro. He was
Yeah.
red eyes, no last of his
Yeah.
clan. Yeah, bro. We're not gonna sit here and act like Kishimoto already said like he took inspiration
Yeah,
from
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
He
it's
like
already
kind of
out there.
slick mix Hiei and Kurapika together and say, you know what,
Yeah, like I mean,
Sasuke.
he's already on record saying it, so it's straight.
Yeah.
No love lost. But Kurapika, I kind of felt Kurapika's story because if you really go in and you find out how it happened, which they do end up
Mm,
explaining it in the manga, bro,
mm,
Kurapika really got done dirty for real, bro.
mm,
He really got done dirty for real, bro. His clan, like, son, it's I don't want to spoil anything, but Kurapika's definitely up there. If I had to like put it in like
yeah.
list, he'd be my number two. But
Okay.
Hiei, bro, Hiei was a fire demon born to ice demons, bro,
Mm,
like ice shorties. And he was first of all, he was a male born to an all woman race. All right, basically all woman race.
yeah.
And bro's a
Yeah.
fire demon, bro. They told this nigga, his mama as a baby, you got to discard this baby immediately. Bro, she left that nigga I can't remember if she left him on a cliff or she threw that nigga over a cliff, bro. Regardless, bro,
Yeah.
that man as an infant was discarded, dog. You started from bare minimum in a snowstorm, by the way, because they live in a
Mm,
snowy, blizzardy area. You're a
mm,
baby, dog. Bro had to survive as a baby, work his way up through Demon World, by the way, as a
mm.
fucking infant. Bro had to go through crazy surgeries. Bro
Mm.
had to level himself up by getting the Jagan eye surgery. Bro had to go through so much, bro. Like it's not even
Mm,
comparable to me, bro. He was struggling, son. Bro started literally
so,
from the bottom and became like top tier, bro. It for me it's He,
okay.
hands down,
No,
hands down.
that's definitely a fair assessment. I'm actually gonna give it to my
Uh,
boy. I'm gonna give it to my boy Aang. Here's why. So 'cause he's like what? He was like 12, right? So imagine, 12 years old, you don't know nothing about the world really. You just told you're the avatar and you gonna be that guy at 12, pretty much, right? Right. So run away
okay.
from responsibilities, bada bing, bada boom. You wake up, your whole race is evaporated, and knowing that you could have potentially helped or stopped it. Even though it was coming for you, you could have, you could have just been there. And I think part of it too, I think what hits more for me too, is that like with
Uh,
Sasuke, with all the other ones, they kind of witness it or live through it, whatnot. But with Aang,
mm,
he was kind of in denial, pretty much. Like, man, that was flying up when because Katara and Sokka, they kind of like sneaked him want to tell him that, hey, you're the last one, right? And he was all like, hey, I'm gonna go play with my other friends. And what was his master name? I wonder if dang, I forgot his
yeah,
name. I'm just calling him Genki.
I did too. Yeah,
I wonder his
yeah,
Genki, or whatever his name is. I think it started with a G.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, I know he's waiting for me. I'm want to cook a pie with him or whatnot. Yeah. So seeing that light in his eye, and then once he really set in what happened, him seeing like the Fire Nation armor, him seeing like the remains of his people and all that, and that man got just it literally put him in the avatar state, just realizing
Oh yeah, his name was
how
Gyatso, by the way.
crazy
Yeah, it was
Gyatso.
Gyatso.
Okay, yeah, Gyatso, yeah. Just realizing they just hit him all at once and having to kind of experience that kind of with them, like, yeah, like you the last one. I think because of that, because he had like there was some internal denial of it, or just not really even knowing um what had happened. That's why it just really kind of hits hard for me. 'Cause I know, like, for example, Sasuke and like Kurapika, they knew their people or whatnot, and then witnessed it or was present there, and he just had to hit that realization during the show. So it's almost
Mm,
like we found out with him. Yeah. So imagine like um, you leave or not, you
yeah,
same thing happened, and you come back
yeah.
and it's a you come back to your town and realize, oh yeah, by the way, you're the last black person. Um,
Hey, when you put it in perspective like that, I'm like, yeah, the last nigga.
yeah,
Oh man, I wouldn't even know how to die. I would be crippled. I would be crippled, bruh.
yeah,
I man,
yeah.
Jesus, the
Yeah, you
target on
mean
my
them?
back for the show. Somebody said I could
Yeah,
be the
yeah.
nigga. I could be the guy that last out to knock out the
Oh yeah,
last
yeah,
black
yeah,
person. Yeah,
yeah.
hell nah, bro. Nah, it's like
Yeah. So nah, that's why I give it to my boy Aang.
I, and honestly, that's a solid argument to me. That's a solid
Yeah.
argument. I when you put it like that, it definitely does make me want to like put Aang up a little more, but I can't. He's still under Kurapika. He's still under Kurapika, bruh. Because there's a difference between
So you mean
Aang
tell
walking up
me
on a couple of dead bodies, some
you
skeletons.
mean tell me if he woke up tomorrow and they say we haven't seen a black person in 100 years?
Listen. The time difference, the 100 years thing does play a part. But like I
Yeah.
said, you weren't around for their death. That's the crazy part. It's
Mhm.
the shock value of knowing you're the last is what even puts Aang to me over Sasuke. But
Yeah.
but even then, because like Sasuke saw these niggas get murked. That's the first thing,
Yeah.
or at
Yeah.
least I
Yeah.
think he did. Because Sasuke, it kind of the way
Was
they
they like
show it,
put him
it's
in a
almost like
closet or something?
Sasuke. Yeah, it's like Sasuke was in a closet, or he like walked back into
Yeah.
the village and everybody was already murked. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. But Aang coming back 100 years from then, first of all, realizing you were frozen for 100 years is one thing.
Yeah.
Realizing everybody got murked is another thing. But you
Hmm.
weren't there for that. Karapika was there when they murked his folks, bruh. Karapika,
Mm.
bruh, imagine all your folks getting slaughtered. And then it's not even that. Like, here's the thing. Here's what puts Karapika over Sasuke. They're
Okay.
selling your niggas eyeballs, bro. The thing that made y'all niggas special,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like niggas
Yeah.
selling jars of melanin, bro. They killed all the black folks and they're
Yeah.
selling jars of melanin. Nigga, that would piss me off so bad. I would have to, bro. And then don't forget, yo, it's like all the black people getting
Mhm.
murked by like how many niggas are in the spiders? 8 Ku Klux Klan members.
Oh yeah.
8 Klan members murked all of the black folks, bro, and they're selling
Yeah.
melanin in a jar. Stop
Oh
playing,
yeah.
bro. That
Yeah.
would
Hey,
piss, bro.
Kurapika is definitely justified in whatever means he does to get his
Justified in
like
anything he
just.
does, in anything that nigga does.
Yeah.
Justified.
Honestly,
But
I would do the
Hiei,
same thing.
yeah. But Hiei
Yeah.
being a baby, bro,
Hmm.
disowned as an infant and thrown off a cliff. and then having to be raised up with literal demons, bro. Y'all
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
understand. You're literally raised up by demons, dog.
yeah.
Like, nigga, no, brother. Then you got to get a surgery. You have to get a life or death
Mhm,
surgery just so you can be able to fight on par, bro. Because you've been getting your
mhm.
ass beat by demons since you was a child. Bro. No, brother. Bro.
Yeah.
No, bro. Nobody's even everybody that we named had a childhood except Ian.
Okay, I mean, yeah,
Yeah, dog. It doesn't.
yeah.
Nah, brother. No. Everybody at least knows what their parents look like. He remembers what his mom looks like slightly. Don't even explain that part. And then bro was just abandoned.
Mhm,
Like just drop, bro. Nah, son.
mhm.
Thrown off a cliff? Crazy, bro. Crazy. Heck nah,
Okay,
he
all
ain't got it,
right,
bro. He ain't got it.
all right.
He
All
ain't got
right,
it, bro.
fair enough,
Uh,
fair enough, fair enough.
niggas at least have memories of their childhood. At least Aang remembers Monk Gyatso. At least at least Sasuke remembers his mom and dad. And then fucking Kurapika remembers his friends and his clan.
Yeah, yeah,
He ain't his first memory is looking at a cliff get smaller and smaller.
yeah. Oh, so
Bro's
nah,
first
that's
memory is
crazy.
getting stomped out by demons, bro. Nah, bro. No, bro. Imagine you're a baby and you literally have to live as an infant through hell.
Oh, no, yeah,
He
he
ain't
did
got
have pretty
that
much.
shit, bro. I don't care what nobody say. He ain't got that, bro. Hell nah.
Fair enough, fair enough,
Hell
fair
nah,
enough.
bro. Hell nah.
Uh, well, now we about at an hour mark. Let's you wanna wrap it up
You might
there?
as well hit that last one, yeah.
You
Yeah,
wanna hit
that
the last
last one,
one?
bro. Might as well.
All right. So
Yeah.
who you think
You
will
never
win
know when
in
we can need some extra content.
right? Who you think will win between a locked in Killua or a locked in Zenitsu? I
All
got
right.
Killua.
So here's the
I
thing.
got Killua.
Zenitsu, by the time of the end of the series, bro is a
Hmm.
lightning timer, bro. That
Hmm.
nigga is the speed difference between Killua and Zenitsu is insane.
Okay.
That being said, I still give it to Killua. And the
Yeah.
reason why I give it to Killua is not only does he have better, far greater killer instinct,
Hmm.
but not only having Nin to back him up in terms of defense and offense, Godspeed,
Hmm.
and mainly the what do they call that shit?
The circle
Uh
thingy.
the hurricane joint. I think it's called like lightning hurricane or something. Something.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me make sure I get the. Hold on. Make sure I get that name down exactly. What's that shit called, bro? I'm seeing it. I just don't know what it's called, bro.
Mm. Sure looked up
Oh man.
Killua moveset jump force.
Right. Right. Got look at that man's. Bro, here's the crazy part. I knew that shit when I first told you when I talked about. It, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's his Hurricane Swift Thunder. I think is what it's called.
Okay.
Basically, it's when he makes that circle around
Hmm.
himself, and
Yeah.
literally anything that enters in that circle, his body basically
Mm.
ultra instincts directly to it to kill it or destroy it.
Yeah.
And even if it's a faster
And
opponent,
And if you recall, even before that, during the Chimera Ant arc,
mhm,
you remember when we got dropped down into that cave thing, and the people like shooting those little arrow things,
the
but it
darts,
was like
yeah, the
a
darts at him,
yeah, they had the darts. It was like a as a dartboard. He literally waited to that he like caught it, even though he literally like when he was
yeah,
getting the damage, it appeared, but he still caught that junk.
yeah,
Was able like to kind of fake injury and stuff like that. His reaction time even before that, insane.
yeah,
So
insane,
yeah.
insane, bro,
Yeah.
insane,
Yeah,
brother,
yeah.
yeah. So like I said, so given the fact that Killua has greater killer instinct than locked in Zenitsu,
Mhm.
um, and given the fact that he has like a crazy good kit, especially a
Mhm.
kit made for like countering.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being
And
the
if he
case,
hits him with a nin-induced punch, gone.
yeah. Here's the main thing that a lot of niggas are forgetting, and even I sometimes forget it as well. Bro, Nin plays such a crazy part because for one,
Mhm.
Zenitsu, everything Zenitsu does, all the little lightning movement, that doesn't matter
Mhm.
because nobody can see that. That's not even real. That's just a fake for the viewers. But Nin, you literally cannot see Nin whatsoever,
Mhm.
bro. If you don't have Nin,
Yeah.
so Killua defending himself with uh was it 10? I think if him defending himself with
Mm,
10, him using N so he can like see
mm,
his surroundings and shit like that,
mm.
bro. Killua just has a better kit, bro. And like
Yeah.
I said, while Zenitsu, and I know some people may not like this, but I mean it is what it is. The niggas in Demon Slayer, they have better speed feats than Killua. Even Killua in Godspeed isn't an actual lightning timer. He's just
Mm.
really fast because y'all thought he got mossed down by his butler who was a motorcycle with a jet in her ass. So that's the first part right there.
Yeah.
But in Demon Slayer, these niggas get to the point where they can dodge lightning and shit. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I mean? But Killua, in terms of his kit, he just has a
Yeah.
better kit than Zenitsu, bro. So I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, bro is
Yeah.
bro's doing locked in Zenitsu up pretty badly, bro. And then don't
Mhm.
let him get his hands on Zenitsu, bro. Oh my goodness. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Overall wrap, yeah.
No. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with those points. Yeah, so we'll give it a killer for that one.
All right, y'all
Yeah,
let us
but
know
I
what you
think
think in the comments, of course.
that's a wrap. That's a wrap for
Yes,
Nerdcap, I
sir.
believe episode 11-ish. Um, yeah.
All right.
Thank y'all for
That's it.
joining
All
and
right. Well,
listening.
appreciate everybody. Now go read a book and wash your ass.